Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 6. I'm Imani.
And I'm Violet.
And we are
the Collegian Girls.
So for the past few episodes, you guys have been getting really good content from us bringing in guests, and we've been so excited to share that with you all. But today, as you can see, it's just Violet and I, and we're just here to just check in with each other, check in with you all to just make sure the semester is going as planned.
Yeah, can you believe that it's already April?
It's already April. We're about to graduate. What?
I know, like 4 more weeks. That's crazy.
Yes, I'm so excited.
Yeah. So how's your semester been so far? How's it going?
So far it's been pretty good. This is honestly one of my lightest semesters. Okay. I actually got a job, part-time job. So I'm doing that with the Collegian and just trying to maintain the little bit of work that I do have. How about you?
Well, school-wise, it's a little opposite. Like, this has been the most stressful semester for me, like school-wise at least. Yeah, taking my classes for my major and my minor, and it's just been a lot of work. It's like, yeah. So I honestly was expecting something like, like when we were in high school, like last semester was just like so chill. Right? Yeah, and that's what I was expecting. And I was just like, oh my God, like, I don't know if I can do this, but it's already April, so I'm just like pushing it through.
Yes, you can do this. You did do this. Like, we're here, we're at the finish line.
Can't give up now, so.
Exactly. But honestly, this semester has been stressful. For me, it's been stressful in terms of after college, like what's going on after, what am I doing after? But in terms of like the schoolwork, I honestly can say it's not too bad. Not as bad as my previous semesters. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I agree, because I also think it's like a mix of doing school, and same time we got to think about what we need to do, what we want to do after this month, basically. Exactly. Yeah, the stress kind of adds up.
It's stressful, it's hard. And no one tells you this with being a senior, that you'll just have your own personal struggles, your own personal battles. And I guess everyone, not even just being a senior, just your years of college, like it's definitely a roller coaster ride. You have good days and you have bad days.
Yeah, true.
So that's how it is. But we haven't checked up since midterm season, I feel like, just you and I. So how has your midterms been? How many did you have? And what kind of advice could you give, our listeners when it comes to taking midterms and preparing for big tests like that?
Well, personally, I prefer papers than actually like sitting down and taking tests.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because in that way, like, you kind of know at least like 2 weeks in advance, or like you kind of know beginning of the semester, like everything's gonna be paper, so you kind of like mentally prepared, like the topics and all that.
Right.
And it's just I just feel more comfortable doing work by myself, like sitting in my room, rather than like in that environment where it's like so like you're just like so nervous, and like you need to finish this like paper or like any multiple question or whatever like within an hour or so, and I just like freak out a little. So yeah, thank God I had like most of my classes wanted like a paper for a midterm. So I had some time to prepare, and it was like not as stressful than I thought it would have been. And yeah, preparing wise, I had my planner, so I had everything written down, like when it's due. So I was mentally prepared. I kind of brainstorm in my head, like the topics and everything in advance. I think that's the most important thing. You gotta, even if it's like small thing, like I wasn't actually sitting here writing the paper, but I was brainstorming in my head, like here and there. So I'm like mentally prepared. So it's just like small things like that, I'll say, like an advice wise. How about you?
For me, I only had a midterm in one class, and that was in a Pollock Center. It was for an Astro 1 class. And for those who took Astro 1, it's like game-based. And it's a good gen ed, I would say.
Yeah.
So please look into that if you are looking for gen eds. But it's kind of intimidating being in the Pollock Center taking tests, especially after everything has been online. We've taken online tests. So transforming or transitioning, excuse me, to like online tests and having to sit in the Pollock Center. It's just so like anxiety. I have so much anxiety about it. But in terms of advice, it just goes back to the advice we gave in the beginning of the semester, starting your work early, study early, get the assignments done early so you have the time to study, connect with your teachers, your professors if you don't understand anything, because they're here to help. We pay tuition and they are here to help us. So just utilize your resources. That's what I do. Yeah. And it looks like that's what you do as well. So we can just pass the midterms. And the same thing for finals as well, because, you know, that is coming up as we are approaching the last few weeks of school.
Yeah. Well, speaking of like getting advice from like your professors and all, that's another reason why I prefer papers. It's because sometimes they let you do like a draft before a final version.
And they'll give you feedback. So when you turn in the final version.
Exactly.
It'll be cool. You don't have to stress about a grade.
But I do agree with you that Pollock Center, it's the environment. I feel like it's just really stressful.
You're a pin drop in there. So as I'm like doing my test, I'm just like having this, like I'm jittery because I'm just nervous. Like, and not everyone, like including me, I'm not a good test taker. So when I take tests, like I'm more in my head about everything else. You know, it's too much. So I agree with you. You say you rather have papers as midterms or finals rather than actual like multiple choice or the written responses. It's definitely a little bit more stress-free, less anxiety and all of that.
But I would rather do like a go to class and take it in class kind of test than Pollock Center.
Me too. Like if I had option, I would want to take it in class and not the Pollock Center because it's just, I don't know, it's just so serious.
It's just the environment, I feel like.
Yeah. So yes, all of you probably have taken a class, well, not a class, a test at the Pollock Center, and you know exactly what we're talking about, how it is. So next thing we're going to talk about is just starting to apply for jobs. So as seniors, and those of you who are, you know, rising seniors coming into your senior year, I just want to let you know that don't stress the job application process, because that's something that I've been doing, and which is why I'm so stressed, because I told you like my classes aren't stressful, but I'm stressing out about the jobs. So just take it easy. Definitely start applying for jobs early enough, but your time will come, and that's something that I have to remind myself. Our time will come when it comes. So it's no race to get to the finish line. Everyone is in the same boat as each other, and that'll be figured out, you know. So that's some advice I just share when it comes to applying for jobs. And there may be rejections, and it just might be that one yes that you were waiting for. So don't get discouraged if, you know, something doesn't work out as planned. There's always another plan.
Well, I would say if you were like freshman or like sophomore, well, even if you're like a junior, you can start by doing like an internship during summer, like find something so you can like build your resume in advance.
Exactly. That is extremely important.
Yeah,
because you want to have a nice looking resume. You want to have experience in your field. That's extremely important. So start as early as you can, your freshman year, maybe not even freshman year, because you're just getting into the groove of things. Maybe you're undecided. You just don't know what you want to do yet, and that's completely fine. But as soon as you know, please get internships. It's so important.
And career fair. I think that's a great opportunity.
Yes, utilize your resources.
Go and explore.
Yes, exactly. And the last thing I feel like we should talk about is senioritis. How are you doing when it comes to senioritis? Because I know I'm struggling right now.
Yeah, I'm definitely struggling too. And it's just like, I mean, I think like I said, like myself, I'm not, like classes are being like really stressful, but I feel like if I break it down, the stress is like, okay, classes, but also what am I going to do after I graduate? And on top of that, just like senioritis.
Yes, and it's
Yeah.
so hard to overcome because we're so close but so far away.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like May 7th, I think that's our graduation date.
Yes.
It's so close but so far away, I swear. And it makes me not want to do anything.
Yeah.
So luckily I don't have like too packed of a schedule. Like I can relax when I want to relax and don't have to stress about my schoolwork because I can do it kind of on my own time. But it's just like I still want to not do anything, you know?
Yeah.
Senioritis is real. And do you have any advice to overcome that?
Well, I would say it's good to try, at least try to stick to the daily routines you have. You know, I think that's most important because one day you're just like a little tired and lazy, you turn off your alarm, wake up like a few hours late, and then you just feel like your day's already ruined, you know? Sometimes you have that feeling. So I feel like just sticking to your daily routine, even if it's like small things, that's the most important thing. So you feel consistent.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Like definitely stick to your planner because we always emphasize the planner, the use of the planner. And for me, something that helps me is just getting outside. Me personally, I don't have any classes on campus, so I'm just always in my room in my apartment, which makes me feel a little like discouraged, not feeling like doing anything because I'm in my own environment. So whenever I have to do work, I just go outside. If it's a nice day, maybe I'll go to the park. And if not, maybe I'll go to campus with my roommate. I just find certain things to get me in the, you know, spirit of doing work. And another thing is doing work with friends. Because when you're in a group of people and you guys are all doing work, it's just easier to stay focused and stay motivated. So that's a few things I've been doing to kind of overcome senioritis because it's so real.
It is.
And it's annoying.
Well, another thing I would emphasize is like make sure you have a rest day because that will help so much. Sure. But make sure you only have one rest day. Don't make that a routine. But if you're gonna have a rest day, you will like be grinding all week and then you will like be so excited for that one day, you know? Right. And then make sure that day you don't do anything. You just rest.
Just take it easy. And all of these tips go back to our very first episode. It just kind of flows with everything that we've been saying throughout our podcast thus far. And if you just stick to it, you'll definitely be okay. Now, how do you feel about graduation? I know we talk about it, but we never how do you feel to be graduating?
Well, oh wow, it's like mixed feelings. You know, like I'm excited because like I'm like, oh my God, finally this is gonna happen, right? But at the same time, it's like, oh wow, this is gonna happen. Like it's like a little scary. I feel like I'm just like thrown like in the real world in a way, but at the same time, it's like it's so exciting at the same time because we've been waiting for this, you know,
since freshman year.
Yeah. How about you?
I feel the same exact way as you do. It's kind of bittersweet. I've grown to love my environment down here in the State College area. I like my little room. I have my apartment. And I like the friends that I've made. I miss that. And just being down here, but I think it's just time. Every chapter has every chapter has an ending. And this chapter is closing. It's coming to an end. So although it is sad, I'm happy to see what's next for me.
True. But I like that every chapter has an ending. That is so true. And then we'll like open a new one, you know?
And then a new one will the new chapter of your story. So I'm excited to see. I'm nervous because again, as we've been talking about, I don't know exactly where life is going to take me,
Mm-hmm.
but I know it's something special, somewhere special, and somewhere that I'll be able to grow even more. So that's the most exciting part about graduating. But like you said, very nerve-wracking, like
Yeah.
like, but like we said, we've made it, and we just got to see where life takes us.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, guys, this was the ending of our podcast. We just wanted to check in with each other and check in with you all, our listeners. So if you've made it to episode 6, thank you so much for listening, tuning in, and just being a part of the Collegian Girls. So again, I'm Imani.
And I'm Violet.
And we are
The Collegian Girls.